If the slope of an object's position versus time graph is decreasing, what does that indicate about the velocity of the object? So let's just sketch this out real quick. I think you know the answer, but I like to sketch it out because it just makes it easier. So I have a position over time. So my x-axis is time. We usually measure that in seconds. And my y-axis is actually position. And we measure that in meters. So it says that the slope is decreasing. So I've got a graph, and it's going like this. So remember that the slope is really the velocity, which is going to be the change in time. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. It's the change in position over the change in time. Right? And so in this particular case, my velocity is negative, right? Because that's a negative slope. So what does a negative velocity mean? So it says the object's position versus time is decreasing. What does that indicate about the velocity of the object? Well, it can mean that it's negative, but what if, let's do one more scenario. Now that you guys are experts on this. Same scenario, here we have, this is our position. This is our time. In reality, we'll have some stuff that looks like this. You'll have something that looks like this. And so if we hone in on something like this, that's where I have a negative velocity. But over here, I had a positive velocity. So what caused my positive velocity to become negative? Well, you could have a negative acceleration. So when we think of free fall, when I throw a t-shirt in the air, it has a positive velocity. The t-shirt's going up in the air, right? But the acceleration is negative. And I'm not sure if I spelled acceleration right or not, but I'm talking and writing at the same time. So if I have a position and it's going up in the positive direction, and then for whatever reason it starts to go in the negative direction, it's possible I could have a negative acceleration, right? Whether it be a constant acceleration, like this could be, this is not an acceleration, this is just a velocity. I'd have to look at the change in velocity. But a negative acceleration is usually associated with a negative velocity. At some point, something forced it to go in that direction. So that's one thing to consider. And sometimes your velocity just slows down. So another thing right here is when it says the position decreases, if the slope decreases. So what about right here? Well, my slope is decreasing. As it starts to come around that corner, right here, it's increase, it's a steady slope, and now my slope is decreasing. So right there, that's a negative acceleration, okay? And is that, in other words, if it curls this way, it's a negative acceleration, right? So whenever you see a curve that curls this way, that's a negative acceleration. If it curls the other way, if it curls like this, that's a positive acceleration. And that's for the position versus time. Any questions? Okay, so the short answer is negative acceleration.